Ready? All right, so what I gave you here is actually exactly what you can find on the Consultants Corner under My Shows, and then show planning material. That's exactly the outline that they posted, so I wanted to just copy and paste it, but also let you guys know where you can find it, okay? So when you go into Consultants Corner, just go under My Shows and show planning material, and literally everything you need for your cooking show is right then and there, okay? All the recipes, the different cards, and everything is all right there for you. Freezable workshops, virtual parties. There's a lot of things online as well. But that's basically what we do at a cooking show, okay? So I always suggest to show up about 30 minutes prior so you can set up your stations. If you're doing station style or if you're doing a demo, you know, just be ready before the guests get there, okay? I don't want you hiding in the kitchen, like not talking to anyone, being scared and still prepping your stuff, okay? Your stuff should be set out. You should, you know, be out there. You can sometimes even open the door for my house and just greet them and interact. I don't even put my apron on most of the time until we get started, okay? They sometimes don't even know that I'm the consultant, okay? You're just there chit-chatting, getting to know the people. How was your day, you know? How long have you been here? How many kids do you have? And just go out there and chit-chat. But that's also a great time to kind of start talking to the host too. And if you've maybe talked to them before about the business, that would be another time to plant some seeds as well, okay? So I think most of you have been to some of my shows, so, but, you know, I figured it's a good way. Sometimes repetition is key, right? So, and you don't have to use the exact words that I use, you know, just a little welcome, and there's tips on this as well, what you should have in your welcome, okay? All right, so I guess I'll try and go on the show more here. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Donna, for having us here in your beautiful house. Anyone never ever been to a pampered chef party? Never ever. You are my virgin for tonight. High five, you too. Yay, awesome. So just make sure you take care of our virgins for tonight, okay? Just for tonight. You heard me, right? So if you've never been to a pampered chef party, if you haven't been to a pampered chef party in a while, you're probably going to see lots of things that you want tonight, okay? So as we're cooking and as we're getting together and having fun, your wish list is probably going to get really, really long. So I want you to consider having your own party just like Donna did tonight, and be rewarded with free and discounted pampered chef, okay? So what we're doing tonight is our Italian theme. Donna chose the Italian theme. But when you have your party, we could also have a Mexican theme. We can have beer burritos and fajitas. Or if you like wine, we can do a wine, cheese, and chocolate party. Or if you're looking to stock your freezer with lots of meals, we could also have a freezer meal party, okay? So just kind of think about that as we're going throughout the party. So what we're cooking today is we're doing the Italian party. Actually, you guys are going to do most of the cooking. We're going to do a grilled chicken bruschetta pasta. I have different stations set up for you guys. And so station number 1, you know, is going to do this. Station number 2 is going to do that. And station number 3 is going to do that, okay? And then I normally ask, you know, who's the loudest person here? Or who likes to be in charge? And someone always points at somebody, right? Yeah, there's always somebody. It always normally goes like that one. So I put a couple people in charge, and they are basically the recipe reader. Okay, at each station, you print out the recipe with your recipe cards, and they are basically like, all you're doing is reading and telling your teammates what to do, okay? And then I have them pick 2 or 3 people, and they're all in the kitchen cooking. But before we get started, I'm going to tell you about some power tools that we're going to be using today, okay? Did you want to add something, or do you want me to go?
Just go ahead.
Okay. So one of our products that we're going to use today, and I always use 2 power tools, or at least one, the rock crock, the grill pan, the all-purpose pot, the deep cover baker, some big items, okay? And then I give them tips on the product. So I do sell 2 power tools at every party, okay? So you can go online and look at training and get more familiar with the product. And it's not just about, you know, it can go in the dishwasher, you can do this. It's more about also painting a picture, okay? You can roast your asparagus in the oven in the grill pan. You can make paninis on there. You can make quesadillas. You can make grilled chicken. You can do a stuffed pizza. Like you're painting them, you know, painting a picture in their head and giving them ideas of what they could use it for. Okay, so like the rock crock, when I say they can take it camping, people always like, oh my God, I need that, right? For a lot of us that are military, for the rock crock, I always have, you know, when you move and you need that one pot that you need to take with you, it's the rock crock because it does it all. Okay, so just do some training on like a power tool or two and just get more familiar and more confident with just selling a power tool. Okay, but that's all I really do. I just highlight the power tools. I also highlight the veggie spiralizer. I've been using that, but I don't really sell the little stuff because they just use it and they're sold, or their friends tell them about it. Measuring cup, the garlic press, you know, the typical mix and chop and stuff like that, right? And then before we get started, I know you didn't come here today thinking, hey, I want to be a Pampered Chef consultant, or I'm looking to make some extra money. But just watch what I do, and if you think that this would be a fun way for you to make a little bit of extra money or a lot of extra money, you can ask me questions throughout the party, and I can answer them for you, okay? Which brings me to our tickets. Who has our tickets? Where did our tickets go? So Jody, our host for tonight, has our tickets. So before we get started, throughout this whole party, you have a chance to earn tickets, okay? Jody's the ticket lady, so for any product questions you have as you're cooking, you know, you get one ticket. So make sure you ask a question about any products you're using, and Jody will give you a ticket. If you have any question about hosting your own party, a fundraiser, bridal registry, any questions like that are popping up throughout the whole party, you get 2 tickets, okay? And if you have any questions about my business, how do I get started, how much money can you make, anything like that throughout this whole party, Jody's gonna give you 3 tickets, okay? So just keep that in mind. Jody has the tickets. Let's get started, get to your stations, and they go, okay? I do always kind of walk around and make sure they know what they're doing, and ask, depending on the recipe, if there's some downtime because something's in the microwave or whatever, I might give them tips like why should you break your own cheese, you know? Why should you use fresh garlic? And I might give them tips on things like that. So you want to throw out some tips.
So, okay, so let's just stop here for 1 second. So what did you hear in that introduction? First of all, it's usually about 10 minutes?
Not even that.
Not even 10 minutes, okay? So what did you hear? Just very quick review of things.
Go ahead.
Ours is sell at least 2 power tools, or, you know.
Power tools, right? That is really important.
And her excitement too with it.
Yeah.
Talking about the product.
Talking it up, saying you really want it.
Her sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like that to me is a huge, you know, customer service.
Because you call them virgins.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a grabber too. It gets their attention.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Okay.
more inclined to listen if they're having fun and engaged in what you're saying, and it doesn't sound like a cue card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like in the business.
What was it?
She plugged in the business.
Yes, she did. She just dropped some seeds, didn't she? She dropped seeds about the business. What else did she drop seeds about? What about that?
Don't be afraid to host a party. If you're interested, ask questions. She's
The different things.
bringing
The
it
themes too. Yep. But she did it, and that was all in there, but it was really,
Conversation.
yeah, thank you.
It flowed together really well.
Yeah, exactly. And you didn't feel like you were being sold. You just felt like she was just offering you all her services up front.
up. Not being assaulted like when you're at the mall.
Yeah, no, so thank you.
It wasn't intrusive.
It was what?
It wasn't intrusive. Like it wasn't
Right.
pushed at
Yep. And I really think she's gave you some great tips about making sure you go and take 2 or 3 of those power tools that are in your kit and learn about them, okay, so that you can give those, what did she say? How do you sell them? How do you sell them? With what?
Ideas.
Kind of ideas? What did she call it?
Painted a picture.
Word pictures, yes. When she was describing quesadillas and this and that, weren't you getting hungry? Right? I mean, because I haven't eaten. So, but yes, that was like you could vividly start picturing those in your mind, right? That's really a very powerful thing that she did too. And she set up the stage for what was going to happen. Did you totally knew, and she again had some humor about who's the boss here, right? But she put people in charge of things too, so that she doesn't have to worry about the focus being on her. Anybody here a little bit shy or uncomfortable about being in front of people or talking in front of people? That's like next to death. I think that's the biggest fear in the world, right? So, or maybe it's a bigger fear. I don't know. I think it might be bigger. Right? Some of the stats you guys have to tell me, but it's crazy. What I love about what she's doing in these station style shows is it takes all the focus off of her and it's just comfortable, and then they're going to take charge and do it, right? And find the boss, because the boss is the person you're going to have to keep quiet. in the show. They're going to be the person that's going to be blah, 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 blah. If you would put them in charge and give them direction, you kind of can control them, right? You guys all know what I'm talking about? There's one usually at every shop. Okay. So anything else that you liked? What about the tickets?
I thought that was cool.
What was cool about it?
Every time you interacted, it makes you interact more, makes you want to ask more questions, think about what's going on. Just a bigger opportunity to get other things, learn more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been using it this way. We used to do tickets just at the end of our shows, but since we just came back from Chicago and home office as part of a special lead program, and somebody had suggested this, and I came right back and did it. And I love it because people are asking just really good, engaging questions, and you're getting them out early in your show, and all through your show. So by the end, you have really good time for important stuff, which is what you want to cover. So good. That's all really awesome stuff. Anybody else pick up anything else from that? So you guys all got this down, right? It's really easy to do too, and it's all recorded. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I always suggest, like, if you can take this with you, laminate it or whatever. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey guys, this is one of my first parties. I have a little cheat note, so I'm going to be looking at those, because that makes you duplicatable too. Okay, you don't have to be perfect. Trust me, I was not like this 6 years ago. Okay, and then so again, the second part is just a guest interaction, prepping the recipe, then cooking the recipe. Depending on which recipe you choose, you do have specific new consultant recipes that I highly suggest you stick to them, and pick 1 or 2 recipes that you're going to do for your first 6 parties. All right, don't go crazy being like, okay, what would you like to cook? Like, these are the 2 recipes that I have. As I'm getting started, which one works better for you? Because I don't want you freaking out about the recipe. I want you to more focus on the show and your customers. Okay, so the more I did barbecue chicken sliders, I still do them. I did it for like 2 years straight. Okay,
It's really good.
they're really good. Yeah, thanks to her. So, but you know why? And I always say, pick a dinner recipe, something that people can relate to, something, a solution that they need every day. So don't go like making 5 desserts or something. Just always make sure you make one big, nice dinner recipe. And you can find all those. I put some tips on the bottom too. You can find all those. If you just search station style shows, they all pop up on Consultants Corner. Everything is right there for you. No need to be like, go and looking for the recipes. Everything, Everything's on Pembroke Jeff University and on the website. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then, so here's the key. So just like Donna said, you want to be in charge at your party. So when you tell people what they need to do, they listen, okay? So when you tell them, you're in charge, make sure these people are doing it, let's go, let's start cooking, and then you do 15 minutes, 20 minutes of cooking, it doesn't have to take forever. And then what I do, depending on the recipe, so if the recipe is still cooking in the microwave or whatever, say, okay, while that's cooking, I want you to grab a catalog and have a seat. And what I want you to do is I want you to find your favorite product, something you want, something you like, or something you have in the catalog, and have a seat, and I'll tell you about specials, and we'll play games. Okay? If the recipe's done, I have them grab a bite, and then I get them to sit down. Sometimes you might have to tell them more than once. Okay, guys, let's go grab a catalog, let's sit down. And you just got to keep saying it depending on your crowd. Some people just follow and others don't, but that's okay. That's what you're there for. You were in charge. But they're also there to have fun. So we don't want to, be too pushy, but just say, okay, guys, let's go. I've got to tell you about the specials. And then we come to our shop and share part, right? About 10, 15 minutes. So what I do is I have them go around and just introduce themselves and share how they met their host, how they met our host tonight. And then I say, okay, so what's your favorite product? Why is it your favorite product? And that's when they're going to start selling to each other. You don't even have to do any selling, okay? Because they're going to believe their neighbor or their friend more than they believe me, because they know I'm there to sell stuff, right? And that doesn't have to take long, And then I always make sure, again, if no one has said rock, or grill pan, I make sure I highlight it in the catalog and tell them where to find that as well, all right? And then I say, okay, so I want to tell you 3 ways to get our products tonight. So one of them is by just purchasing whatever you want, tonight, okay? And then I tell them about the guest special. So when you spend $75 or more in the month of April, you are going to get a free gift added to your order. So this month in April, it can be A, B, C, D, okay? And you just tell them that. And then I say for every $100 that you spend tonight, I have a little $100 basket here, and it's just a bucket with a couple little $2, $3, $4 items. You get a pick out of my $100 basket. So when you spend $100, not only are you going to get a free gift with your order, you're also going to get a free gift that you can take home with you right away today. Okay, and then I say shipping to the host is $5.25, and you can pay with card, cash, or check, or a little bit of everything. So your husband doesn't know. Whatever works for you works for me. Okay, and then
Those spatulas work really well.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I go into, and another way to get our products is by doing what Donna did and having your own cooking party with me. Okay, so just like I mentioned earlier, I have a couple of different theme parties that I can offer. So, you know, it is still kind of cold here. It's snow today, so we can still have a soup party and then our slippers, right? So we can have soup and slipper parties with your friends, and we'll make it really good chicken Alfredo soup with garlic knots. Or we could have a wine, cheese, and chocolate party. Right? Yeah, wine, cheese, and chocolate party. If you like wine, everyone brings a bottle of wine for under $10. We hide it in cute little fuzzy socks, and we do a little wine tasting, and probably make like a baked brie or s'mores cake.
That would be such a good Mother's Day.
Yeah. Or, you know, just like I mentioned earlier, we can have birgeritas and fajitas, and you can have your friends over for Mexican night. Okay, so all kinds of different theme parties that I'm sure we can find something that works for you guys as well. Okay, anyone ever hosted a party here before? All right, Jody, what was your favorite part about having a party?
I got to earn free stuff.
Yeah, good. So do you remember all the big things you got for free?
I got a rock crop.
Good, awesome. Who else hosted? Brienne, what was your favorite?
Rock crop and roll pin.
Okay, good. So discounts, you know, fun time with your friends. So I'm just going to give you a couple benefits of having your own party.
Just a couple.
Just a couple. All right, I'm not going to kill anyone. So my average host earns about $100 to $200 in free pamper chops. Okay, so if you're really interested in the rock, or you know, a lot of small items, you can really have a party and just get a lot of those items for free. Okay, you can also get half price items. So if you're looking at the grill pan or maybe some new knives or some new pots or pans, there's really no need to pay full price. Just have a party, let's have some fun, and you can earn that whole pots and pans set for 50% off. Okay, you also get a discount on the whole catalog. So if you're that person that gets that 30% off Kohl's coupon in the mail or any discount store, right, and you run because the whole store is on sale, that's what it feels like when you're Pampered Chef hostess. Okay, everything is discounted. Not one single item is full price for you, right? And for our past hosts that are here tonight, you guys get 10% off, right, for a whole year. And that's not just through me, that's attached to your email. There's a sale online. If you move, if you go to a different party, you will always get 10% off the whole year, right? And on top of that, I have my little April host special sitting right here. If you decide to have a party in April, you also get one of those 5 pieces of stoneware for 60% off. So every month we add extra incentives for our hostess as well. Okay? All right, and so do you want me to keep going? Or you want to break it up? Okay. And the other way to get our products is by doing what I do, right? So I'm sure by now you guys have some more questions if you haven't asked them yet. So Jody, our host, still has some tickets, so I would like to give away a couple more tickets so you guys can ask questions. So if you have any questions about hosting your own party, for example, workshop, cooking party, do you have any questions about the business? How much money do I make? How often do I work? Anything like that. We'll give away, we'll do this for a couple more minutes, give away at least like 10 more tickets, and then we'll do a drawing, okay? And we'll play another game too.
I actually have a legitimate question.
Yeah, give her tickets.
I wasn't sure if you were just, kind of like
you can ask. If you're afraid of questions, definitely ask.
You mentioned that you can do like a bridal registry or registries for it. My cousin's getting married, so how would I go about introducing that idea to her?
Yeah, so if you're interested in a bridal registry, it's kind of like Bed Bath & Beyond and stuff like that. You just register, you give us a list, the bride gives us a list of what they want, and then we can have a bridal shower where the guests come and buy things for the bride, or you can just do it all online and people can shop.
In Texas.
Yeah, so if she's not local, you could set up a Facebook virtual bridal party and people can just go on the link and buy for her. The good thing is, after, bridal registries are normally at least $1,000 or up, right? So after she gets all the stuff that she wanted anyways, she's still a hostess. So she's still going to get $100, $200 free in discounts for a year too.
So with that, can the guests buy items for themselves?
Yeah, of course.
As long, I mean, it's, you know, with that.
So they can have it shipped to 2 different places.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
So they could buy
Sure.
stuff for the
It's
bride.
They might have to do 2 different orders though, like 2 different orders.
If they were ordering for her, they would place an order that's
Just
just
your
her, and then
host
if
and
they
your
ordered
host.
You can
themselves.
one go to multiple places.
Okay, good.
Somebody on
And then you
the
can
computer
get the
says-
$75 free gift and so on. Yeah. So because each one's individual. Each item on the order is individual. It can be different
Somebody's
shippings.
trying to get
Somebody, I heard something.
Yeah, somebody's saying something.
Oh, I was just going to say that, yeah, you can ship each item to different places. I had somebody do that over Christmas.
Okay, awesome. Good
Because it
idea.
was one.
Yeah, awesome. Okay,
So how easy is it to get started?
good question. Give Donna some tickets over
I
here.
forgot how many tickets to give her.
Yeah, it's okay.
So getting started is as easy as ordering your kit tonight. And if you look at the back of the catalog, you will see the back or the last page of the catalog. You'll see, and I have them turned, you'll see our 2 consultants kit, and there's 2 starter kits, and it's as easy as ordering one of them today, and you can add it straight to your order form. And we'll select a launch party for you, and I'll come have you party with you, and you start making money right away.
Okay. So how much do you earn?
Good question. So I have some envelopes here, right? We just had them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to show you how much real people can make in this business and how much money you can make. And then we will go through the envelopes, okay? So here's envelope number 1. Can you share the story on the envelope? What would you do with that much money? Okay? The lady just left her house 3 times. What would you do? And let them tell you what they would do with that money, okay? And let them read the stories.
What is a freezer meal workshop? What is that?
Good question. So Freeze Meal Workshop, you basically select from like 10 to 12 different menus, and you buy a pantry kit from Pampered Chef that gives you all your spices, your seasonings, your oils, your vinegars, and then all you have to bring to the workshop is your groceries, and I'll send you a list for that as well. And then you come and you cook with your friends. You don't cook, you prep your meals, and then you go home with 10 to 20 meals. So it's a little bit more work than a party, not as relaxing, but you still have fun.
So could you, if you're trying to promote your freezer meal workshop, you know, the way that you ask what would you do with that much money, could you promote the freezer meal workshop by saying, you know, on average, how long does it take you to prepare your meal for your family each night? And then you feel like in this amount of time, you could have this many meals.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good idea. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, okay, I'm going to stop you here because then we just have one more segment. So what she just did in that wrap up was first, it was a product review where she let the guests sell the products, which is brilliant, okay? They will buy so much more if they hear their friends and what their friends recommend. So again, it's friends talking to friends, okay? The other thing she did was she used a catalog show book. How many of you used one of these? Where she has little tabs, little cheat notes, kind of keeps her on track for what needs to happen when. And I love that. She had the specials in there. She had the recruiting kits in there. She had the all of her theme shows in there with pictures, visual pictures. How many of you have these set up again? Let me see. Okay. So if you don't have one, you might want to have a little get together and everybody put a book together. In fact, one of the goodies here is some Post-its that I use on mine to kind of organize your binder for that. And then, of course, she offered specials for $100 or more orders, okay? Now, her show average is really high compared to, I mean, our national average now is $5.99. And your average is, actually I should have had a template. It's like, it's up there. And offering an incentive for $100 is huge. And in fact, I just left Pennsylvania where Julie Matthews, her average was $2,000 and she did 10 shows, eight shows last month. Her average was $2,000. Okay, so she sold $10,000 in 8 shows. So, or something like that. I don't know. It was like crazy. It was almost 2,000. Anyway, one of the things she does, and I just want to share this with you, we'll have a recording available pretty soon, is we are finding that people are really possessed about shipping right now. Really possessed about it. Nobody wants to pay shipping. Okay, so for years I said I don't want to pay people shipping because I don't make commission on it. But the reality is that is the thing that holds so many people back. So what she does is she takes all those dinner sets that are between $100 and $155 or whatever, and she says, when you buy one of these dinner sets, you get this special and you get free shipping to the host. So it's really costing like hardly anything when you think about it, because you're getting $100 to $200 set.
Just to the host or to all the guests?
To the host. But if you do direct ship, and of course, it starts being a lot
So
more
shipping to the host.
To the
is
host.
right.
But like any of the guests who opt to ship to the host could get that deal.
Right. So it's only costing you $525, right? So anyway, keep that in mind and watch for some videos on that coming up. But if minimally, the $100 basket, something that Patsy McGovern's done for years and years and years, so many people have done it. It helps people stretch to that next level. You should know this, especially if you're just looking at the business, that $75 bonus is something Pampered Chef pays for. In fact, they pay for all our host programs. They pay for all our incentives, everything. We really don't have to pay for anything. But if you really want to make double the amount going out, then sometimes it's worth it to spend money to make money. I'm happy to spend $5 to make $60.
And a tip too, like, so you know how we were just talking about the Jody's, we all have access to an outlet, right? So you can order on your own website as like your husband or your kid or whatever, place an order on the outlet for things that are really cheap anyways, and then you get paid on it too. So maybe every couple months I'll place a $50 outlet order and get like, the pairing knives. It's a set of 3. I divide those into 3 gifts, okay? Little cookbooks, things like that. Like, it's really cheap. It maybe doesn't even cost me $2 sometimes.
And the price that I was looking at it today, it might say like $1.75, but when I put it into my cart, it ended up being $1.40.
Yeah, because then you use a 10% host discount from your own party. That's what it was.
I'm newbie.
Yeah, and you're getting paid 20% commission. It's like so cheap. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so anything else you heard during that section of the show that was it important that you thought of? Flagged out to you? No. I really loved, I had stopped using the booking slide. How many use the booking slide? Do you guys use it? Oh, good. Okay, so see, usually you do follow your leader. That's good. And that, they've done a beautiful job with the new booking slide. So it keeps it easy. Yeah, it keeps it simple. It's colorful, it's young, it's just fun. So use those tools, and you can use the recruiting slide as well. So I loved that she did that. And I've always done, there's 3 ways to get your products, get products today. And so what did she say? You can buy, and here's how you're going to do payment. Don't forget to say that I prefer payment in credit or debit. How many of you say that? Or the Happy Hubby plan. Did you guys hear her say that? If you say those things, because a lot of companies, first of all, consultants and other companies have to pay the fees of credit cards. Pampered Chef pays those fees for you. Do you know that? You don't pay any fees at all. They handle everything. So that is a huge bonus. So I always say that at my shows, that, my preference of payment is debit or credit. My company doesn't charge me any fees. So get your cash back or get your mileage, right, on your credit cards. What happens is it gives permission for people to spend more. It also gives them options. A lot of companies cannot take multiple payments. We can actually take 2 different credit cards. Did you know that? So, let your customers know that there's options about that, because it will really increase your sales as well. And the second way that you can get your products is by hosting, right? And she did a great job going over that. And what's the third way? Buy in to earn money, make money, right? So yes, and so just always remember that there's 3 ways, and you want to kind of wrap things up like that and tell your customers, here's how you're going to do business with me. If you don't have some kind of close that says this is how you're going to do business, these are our services, and those are our 3 main services. And that is all three. I mean, you don't just sell products, okay? You do offer an amazing business opportunity. You have an amazing host program, okay, for each one of these customers. So people sometimes say Pampered Chef might be expensive. Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
Okay. So I always ask, is free expensive? And that's what we offer people, an opportunity to get it all for free. Okay, so if you hear that again, I want you to try that. And it's free expensive, and email me what they say. They'll look at you like, okay. Okay, so the last section of your show is actually a section, which is the full service checkout.
Yeah, do you want to do the dice game?
Oh, okay. So, well, go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back to it.
Okay. So I would add another game, the dice game, and we'll go over that as well. So I play the ticket game. I make sure that they're going to ask questions. Okay. If it's silence, that's silence, and nobody, they're all looking at me, and I'm like, okay, who wants a ticket? Who wants to know how much money I make? And everybody's like, me. Okay. So, and once you do the how much money do you make, and you show the envelopes, that's when it's really going to be like, okay, what do you have to do? What's the minimum? That's when all the questions start rolling in. So even if nobody asks questions, I always cover that. And I said, who wants to know how much money you make? Okay. And then after that, I do the drawing, I do 1, 2 little things. I even stop bringing gift bags. I just say, here, pick something out of my $100 basket. Or I might grab my $100 basket and be like, okay, you get this, you get that. Okay. And then I do the dice game. We'll go over that in a second. And then I just say, okay, so you guys go grab some more food, socialize. You got order forms. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to be set up over here for my checkout. So whenever you're ready, just come see me and I'll check you out one by one. And that's it.
And you've got an app for that, right?
We have an app. Sometimes I do still use paper. It just kind of depends on my day.
Square.
I tend to forget my tablet a lot. So we don't need a square. You don't need a square because you just put the credit card in and Pampered Chef charges it for you. The square you would have to pay like a percentage. So we don't have to do that. Yeah. So,
but we do have a reader, and the mobile apps I use a reader. Yeah, but it won't read into your computers, but it'll read into the mobile apps.
You want me to do full service checkout first? Or you want to do dice game?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So when you do your full service checkout, it doesn't always work, but try and find like a corner or like an office or something where you can just kind of be one-on-one with the person, right? And I always look over the order form and say, oh my God, did you have fun? What did you like? I look at the order forms. If they're like $10, $20 away from the free guest special, I remind them, I'm like, hey, you're only like, this much away from getting this free gift. Was there anything else you wanted? Sometimes they're just $2 away, but you know what? In their head, they're like, oh, you know what? I really wanted the salad chopper. Let me get that. Okay, now you've sold them $20, $25. Sometimes they might just add a citrus peeler, but a lot of times they just add the next thing on their head that they didn't even realize they would get something free. Okay. And then I check them out and then just say, hey, have you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef? Or, oh my God, you just sold like all my products, when you have those Pampered Chef addicts at your parties. Have you ever thought about doing something like this? You would be awesome. Okay. So then we'll be like, no, I'm not interested. Okay. But if they say
them again.
You always ask people more than once. Yes. But unless they say no, never, they might say, yeah, no, I'm too busy, or no, I don't like to cook, or, those are objections. Now you need to figure out how to handle those objections. Okay. And so if they're kind of on the fence, maybe thinking about it, I say, you know what? Why don't we have a party? Let's have fun with your friends. You want lots of the stuff anyways. Let's have a party. And then as we get closer, we can decide if you want me to make money or if you want to make money. But for now, let's just book a party. That's kind of how I semi-seal the deal if they're not ready to order right away. Okay. If someone's ready to order right away, I actually have them add the kit to the order form. Okay. And because, I say, you are starting a business, so I do need your social security number. And then I take the 3-digit code on the card, and as soon as I get home, I put the order in for them. And their birthday. Yeah. And then you can just do it straight for them. Okay. That way they don't have to think it's a big deal. They don't have to go online and all that other stuff. Okay. Because if you tell them go home and go online, by that time somebody might have talked them out of it already. Okay. So if they say, no, I'm not interested in, the business, I say, okay, so what about having some friends together for a fun cooking show? Would you prefer Italian or Mexican? What are you thinking? Okay. If they say, no, I'm not interested, I say, okay, do you want to do a catalog party that you don't even have to leave your house? Or do you know anyone that's getting married or looking to raise funds? I can help with that as well. No, I'm not interested. Okay. All right. Well, here's your order form. Thank you so much. You're going to get a receipt in your email, and you will get a call from me in about 2 weeks to check in to see how you like the new products. Okay. Now, if they say yes, they're interested in having a party, I highly recommend you kind of practice on that a little bit, but try and get them to date at the party. Okay. Because people will say they're going to call you. They'll say they'll let you know tomorrow. And it's not because they don't like you, but things happen. 2 days go by, they forgot about it, they don't interest anymore. And you're playing phone tag, okay? So if they're like, yeah, I'm interested, I said, okay, so I would love to give a host credit for a booking today. So let's look at our calendars, okay? So looking at April, which are there any days that don't work for you? Oh, Monday and Wednesday doesn't work, we have soccer practice. Okay, well, I do my parties Monday through Thursday, so my next available Tuesday and Thursday would be the 19th and the 25th, okay? Which one works better for you? I think I can do the 25th. I'm like, okay, let me pencil you in, you know? And I always say, you know, if something happens, you go home and double check your calendar, you need to move it, just call me right away, okay? But I try and get them to date it right away. Even if they say, hey, I need to go home and I need to check my calendar, I'm like, I totally understand, you know, let's just kind of narrow it down to 1 or 2 dates. Let's write it down, and then we can talk tomorrow and confirm it. Because now then the ball is in their hand. Kind of, they've already set a date, and now you just need to pick between 1 or 2 dates. Okay, but that is very important because I've done it myself. I'm just like, oh yeah, she's gonna call me tomorrow, and then you play phone tag and you lost them. Okay, so I say I would love to give a host credit for booking tonight, right? I also have bonus dates. I have my host package ready, and I put my next available dates that I want to book on there, and I just say, hey, if you pick one of my special bonus dates, you also get a free rep at your party or whatever you have. If you have any extra cash and carry laying around, you can give them something. But that is how I get the dates that I want. And most of the time people look at them and be like, those 3 dates, I could do that one. And done, you have the date that you want. It's your business. You decide when you have your parties, not your customers. Okay?
There's always some way to swing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Any questions? Anything about that?
No, and I don't think that needs a lot of additional, you know, points except do it. What she said there, like do it verbatim, make sure you date them there, because just like she said, you will chase them. Some of you might even be wondering, okay, so this is Claudia, we see her all the time. How come she's doing her cooking show talk to us today? Because you are one of the fastest growing teams in the whole country. Okay, like I want you to know that you are part of one of the best leadership teams here. And her show and what you guys have been doing as far as growth and sales, and you heard her stats, how she went from earning $600 in January to earning over $4,000 several months, and that's what she earns now. That is what you can have too if you just follow her show outline. So when she said to me, Donna, everybody wants to see your show. Okay, so I'm not going to change what works. You don't ever do that. So I wanted you guys to know, if you don't really embrace that and go to her shows and write this stuff down and do it exactly the same way, it works. And it will build your team. It will build your business, your sales. It will get you bookings, okay? I just want you to know what an awesome leader you have here. So with that said, because she was just like, no, I want you to do a show. And I'll actually do a little demo for you in a little bit. But any questions on that full service checkout, right? It's so important to have that time and ask. Even when they say no on those door price slips, they lie. You know that, right? Well, it's not that they lie. They just, half of them don't even know what they're doing. Just ask them. But here's a game. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
That's it.
Okay, so here's a game that is what I call a booking multiplier. So how many of you saw my video about the dice game? Okay, so some of you guys have already seen it. So I'm going to go over it pretty quick for most of you. But if you're not getting bookings right now at your shows, right? If you're doing cooking shows and you're not getting bookings, this may or may not be your tool. Okay, we have other tools for you. But if you're getting 1 booking or 2 bookings, basically earlier this year, I mean, I travel a lot, I train a lot, and I do a lot of coaching today in my business. So I had cut back on my show schedule, but I just joined a program where I committed to doing 8 shows a month, and I had 2 shows on my calendar. So I said, well, I got to do something. And I had a bunch of inventory right? And those of you who don't have inventory, the good thing about this business is you can do as many shows as you want and earn free product and commission. Did you know that? Every month, you don't even have to leave your house. You just have a show every month. You can be the host and the consultant and earn both, and earn new consultant too. So it's a win. So basically, if you say, well, I don't really have extra products or extra shows to do this, just keep having some shows to build your inventory. Or you can use pictures for this, okay? But what I decided to do was, I remembered this thing called the dice game that I used to do 3 or 4 years ago. And when I did it, I would get a lot of bookings. But for some reason, I stopped. And I think the reason I stopped is, what you might have heard about the dice game is it's kind of, I feel like I'm forcing people to have shows. Anybody hear that, or anybody even think that? So I thought, well, I know it multiplies bookings, but how can I make it a win, a big win, when they get book a show? Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to know in a minute here. So I decided, I pulled out my inventory and I put out, whenever somebody gets book a show, they also get win a bonus prize. So it's book a show bonus prize. And that means they get a brownie pan or salad choppers or something, in the $15 to $25 range, okay? And they're laying on the table. So I'm going to go through the, what did I do with it? Here it is. So basically, what the dice game is an opportunity for your customers to play a game at your show, okay? So let me just play it, and then we'll talk about it some more. Especially, I know some of you have seen it, so we'll go through it really fast. But, I did want to just preempt it with this, because I will say it again. So my grand prize for the last several shows has been a 8-inch saute pan, which is a $50 item. I had extras of them, so I just would bring it to every show. I have yet to give it away, but I will tell you, your odds to win in this dice game is better than Las Vegas slot machines, because I just came from there and I lost. But you won't give away the grand prize too often. So pick something good, okay? But I'm happy to give it away. Because here's what happened. I did 4 shows and I got 18 bookings. In the month of March, where I basically I had 2 at the end of February, I had nothing in March, and I needed 8 shows in March. I ended up booking 10 shows. Of those 10, 8 got submitted, and 2 are still carried over to the next month, okay? So anyone here would like to have a few more bookings on your calendar? Okay, so within the first 4 shows that I did this, I booked 18 shows. That's crazy, right? So it's a multiplier. Normally I do get 1 or 2 bookings, but now I was getting bookings for people that were sitting at the show saying, well, maybe, but you know how we're all like, maybe, but you know what, let me think about it, and you don't act on it? This game makes you act, and it's really, really powerful. So basically what you will have, and this is all on Evernote, so you can just print it out, the directions, you'll have the dice, you'll have, wait, where's my envelopes? Oh, here they are. You'll have envelopes, you have labels for your envelopes, and you'll have little coupons, okay? And these are all, again, someplace where you can just, and I'm going to just say, will you hold these until we get started? We'll just hold on to those. Okay, so how many of you like to win prizes? Anybody like to win prizes? Yeah. Anybody gamble? Do we have any gamblers here? Okay, so you guys are going to love this, because seriously, the odds are better than Las Vegas. So we're going to play a game, and here's basically how it works. I have 11 envelopes in my hand here, and whatever number you roll on the dice, I'll give you that envelope, okay? So if you roll a 10, I'm going to give you envelope number 10, and you win whatever's inside of that envelope, okay? So now let me tell you what's inside the envelopes, so you can decide if, in fact, you want to pass or play. So there's 1 grand prize, and this grand prize is this saute pan. You might make it the brownie pan, whatever, make it whatever, but this saute pan is the grand prize. So it's simple. If you get the one that says grand prize, you just have to take that home today, okay? Okay. So then, in these envelopes, you're going to have some that say winner prize. And so if you get winner prize, you're going to take out of this basket of $1 to $5 items. Okay, you have to take home one of these items for free today. Okay, you get to take those prizes. Or the last thing that you're going to find in here is book a party, get a bonus prize. And if you get this one, you can do, by the way, I talked about fundraisers earlier, catalog shows, all those theme shows, but you can also do Facebook parties as well. If you get this one, you get to pick from these bonus prizes. So how many of you love that salad chopper or that brownie pan or this? You get to take these home today with you, okay? So, and of course, when you get book a party, you know that you get all those free products I told you about and shopping at 50% off and discounts. So I don't want you to feel obligated to play. You can pass, okay, if you have no interest in winning or hosting. So will you start us off?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to pass or play? I'll play. You play. Okay. So we have 5. Okay. So do you want to pass or play, Ellen?
I'll play.
Okay. And you want to walk those dice to the next person. Consultants tend to play more than other people. Okay. Do you want to pass or play?
I'm gonna play.
You're going to play. 12. Okay.
Funny.
So do you want to pass or play?
Play.
Okay. What will happen? Is that 5? So is that the second 5? So roll again. So 9. So would you like to pass or play, Sam? So everyone in the audience gets it, and don't feel bad. People are going to just pass the dice. And I'll say, okay, no problem. That's
8.
fine. 8. Okay. So you want to pass or play? You're going to pass. Okay, do you want to pass or play? She wants to play.
No, I was.
Oh.
Not
9.
everybody at your party is gonna play, guys.
Not everyone is going to play. Okay, do it again.
Realism.
Is that 11? Okay. Okay, so that's probably enough to you get the idea, but I wanted you to feel how it feels, okay? Because, and it's true. A lot of people won't play, and it's all okay with me. I just, the fact that you guys are all playing just makes me excited, right? Or 1 or 2 people play, that's fine. Okay, wait, before you open it, don't open it yet. Because I'm going to sweeten the pot. So for those of you who do have an envelope, if you already know that you're going to book a show, okay, what I'm going to do is regardless of what's in your envelope, okay, if you already know you're going to book a show, I will give you your demo ingredients for free. I'll give you a coupon right now, regardless of what's in there. So if you book a show or if you win a prize, whatever, you'll get the free ingredients. Who wants the free ingredients? Okay, so you already know you want a show. So the reason I just did this is why? Yes, it definitely does. Okay, and then okay, so let's go ahead and read the Melissa. What do you have in yours?
I don't know, I've got a virtual show going on at the same time.
Yay! Win a prize! Win a prize! Yay! So you get to take a pack. They got it here. Okay, what do you have?
Win a prize.
Win a prize! Wow! See, 2 winner prizes. That's kind of unusual, really. Okay.
Win a prize.
Really? You guys all got win a prize? Somebody changed my things? No.
Book a party.
Book a party. Bonus prize. Oh my God! So you get to pick between the salad choppers or the brownie pan. Which one do you want?
Choppers.
Okay, there we go. So she's really going to be happy. Okay, what do you got?
Book a party.
Book a party. Book a party. Bonus prize. Which
Yes.
bonus prize are you going to take? Brownie pan. Okay. You didn't play.
Yeah, book a party, bonus prize.
Okay, which bonus prize do you want to take?
Brownie pan.
Brownie pan. Okay. So I will tell you, they are as excited about that as anything. And they also know that they can do Facebook parties. I wasn't booking any Facebook parties, and I actually did 4 Facebook parties last month because of this. And most of them were like $300 or $400. They never left the house, hit a couple buttons, right? We had launch parties last month, $1,400 for one of the launch parties on Facebook, and $550 for another one. So go ahead.
For your book a party, get a bonus prize. What did you say you usually do for that?
So I think you have to know your market. I knew that I happen to have a bunch of can openers and salad choppers and mix and chops and brownie pans in my inventory. For some reason, I think I was doing a vendor fair or something. I had some extras. So I brought those, and I will tell you they worked. But I think you could use just mix and chops, $10 items or anything. But I think it has something really powerful because you bring it there, they go home with it, and they are committed to doing it. I have not had a person cancel so far. In fact, I will tell you what happened at one of my last shows. It was crazy, but there were so many young people there, and they were there with their moms. One gal was only 17 years old. I didn't even realize she was in high school, but she decided to play, but her mom didn't play. But both of them are doing a Cadillac show together. And another gal was from college, and she's doing a fundraiser for her sorority. They would have never booked, but they wanted to play, okay? So I just think this is a really fun multiplier, and it's not going to be something I'm going to do for every group. If I've already done a show for that group, I may not do it again because I don't want the same people booking again, like right away. But anytime you have a new group of people, I will always do this, always, because it just opens the door to so much opportunity. Any questions on that? Okay, and
Can
again,
I add
this is
something
cool.
real quick?
Yep.
Okay, so I do it similar, but I do it a little different. So just so you have two different options. So for my grand prize, I say you get a $20 item for your choice, up to $20 for free that I will actually order today. It's not $20 off your order, it's one item. So it could be a brownie pan, it could be a batter bowl, okay? And that's what you pick for free. And now let me tell you too that the way the game is set up is that the least likeliness to be rolled is the grand prize number 2. Okay, so there's a reason of what goes in each envelope. But what I do then is I add the $20 item, I add it to my hostess order. So after they get their after they have all their stuff, you know, they get unlimited 20-30% off, I add it to that, plus I get paid on it, so that only costs me like $10. So I tell the host, I'm like, hey, I added blah, 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 it's free gift to your order. Okay, so that way if you don't have any inventory, or you know, you could do it that way too.
Yeah. Or you can cut pictures out of things that you want to give away, and they just take the little card of it, okay? And I think that would have the same impact too. What is fun here is it just helps someone that's on the fence get off the fence and just say, all right, well, let me try. Let's see what the dice rolls for me. Basically, that's what happens. But everybody that takes an envelope, whether they get win a prize or whether they get Booker's Party, usually every one of them is going to book a party. So make sure you ask, especially people that get win a prize, they usually book. And when you do that coupon, it usually puts those guys over the edge. Okay, so it's just kind of some fun things to multiply your book.
Do you have that coupon someplace?
Yes, they're all on the Evernote for this whole program. Is
Okay.
on there.
When you say inventory, what you have, is that stuff that you've already gotten for free prizes and
Yeah,
stuff that you
I
haven't
do, because
used?
I get so much free stuff as a director with Pamper Chef. We're going to share that with you right now.
Well, so
Stuff you don't use.
We're going to do recognition. Yeah, no, absolutely. Plus, you can, you know, some people do vendor events and stuff, and they like to have a little bit of stock. I don't recommend it. You don't have to, but of course, I have a lot of product because I've been around for a long time, and I get a lot of it free. So, all right. So we're going to do some recognition. Yay!
Okay, do you want to turn the recording off for that?
Yes, we're going to turn off the recording.